All right, what you trying to do with it? You trying to cut it all off? Wave length?
Yeah.
Wave length?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I want to fade though.
All around or just a taper?
Just a taper.
Taper?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Low or high?
I still like want to see.
So, like a mid?
Yeah, like
okay.
a mid type, yeah.
All right, bet. And just to clarify, my client did not want any enhancements or paint. No airbrush, no none of that. No fibers, nothing. So this is gonna be an all natural cut. And we about to buzz his hair, so stay tuned. So as you can see, his hair is very fluffy. He has that shaggy type texture. It's like a puff ball. Very puffy, fluffy. And I'm gonna take, what is this? This is my 5 guard. I got the lever all the way closed. And I knew this would be the perfect length. I just knew it. When you've been cutting hair for so long, and for those who are familiar with the channel, I cut all types of hair. I cut white people, black people, Spanish people, mixed people. So right off the bat, I knew, the type of texture he has. He has the type of texture that it gets a little bit curly, but it gets shaggy. But when it's short and when you wash it, it's straight. It's just straight. So I knew that going into this. I got my 5 with my magic clips. I'm using these clippers because they're powerful and they're gonna mow the hair down. This is a new client. I never cut his hair before. I knew the cut was gonna come out dope. As soon as he said he was gonna cut it all off. I didn't know what he was trying to do with it. He told me he went like 6 months, 7 months without a cut. Sometimes we just get caught up in everyday life and we just don't have time, But that's what I'm here for. That's what barbers are here for. I'm being very cautious near his hairline. I didn't know what was under this. I did lift his hair up when I combed it out first, just to see if he had any cowlicks. He didn't tell me he did. And then I looked, I didn't see any, but you could still never be too safe. So I'm gonna start like back here and kind of move my way up. And once I did this motion right here, I figured it was safe. I'm like, all right, if he's not receding, he has a very healthy hairline. He got a strong widow's peak, but that's about it. Once all the bulk is cut down, I'm gonna do a quick run through, make sure it's all even. Because once we wash it, the goal is to not have to go over it again. We want to make sure it's all even right now, even though it looks patchy and uneven. As long as you take that guard and you go up every different direction, you see, once we wash it, it looks even. We're gonna give him it's like a low taper pretty much. And his hair was just sitting so perfectly. I went ahead and lined up his C-cups while I did the taper. And his hair I knew. As soon as I cut it down, I'm like, yeah, he got that texture. It just fades itself. You ain't even got to do nothing. I'm just flicking. Just flicking. It was looking a little too low here, so I went ahead and brought it up just a tad. And that's simple. Boom. Other side, same thing. And the reason I'm kind of lining it up before is because he's not getting enhancement. So you want to make sure that C stays as dark as possible, because he don't want paint or none. So there's no way to make it look sharper than what it is. You got to actually have skill to do that. The back, we're going to do the same thing. The back is the same exact steps, just spread out more. And I'm using like a balding clipper just so that we avoid that trimmer line. So we're gonna clean up the back of his neck. And as you can see, that's faded. Very simple haircut, nothing complicated. There's no need for foam. A lot of barbers would have put foam on this. His hair is laid, like, yeah, there's some strands, but the foam is gonna make that even more frizzy. The foam is to get the hair laying in a specific pattern that it wouldn't lay in. A lot of times, a substitute for foam can simply just be washing and conditioning the hair. Adding moisture back into it, washing it and wetting the hair will allow the hair to fall back into its natural pattern. Usually. Sometimes washing hair can manipulate the pattern, but with a texture like this, so for the line, I'm gonna kind of taper it down just a little bit with the 4. And I start in the middle on his widow's peak, and I move to each side. So I started with his strong side over here. Making sure those vertical bars are nice and strong without pushing it back too much. And then I follow it through to his weak side. So this is his weak side of his lineup. It's not as dark. It's pretty dark still, but it's not as dark as the other side. And for the mustache, we're just gonna trim it with our 1. This is how I usually do most of the mustaches that I cut. I trim it down with the wall number 1. And it doesn't matter where you start at. You can start on the top part or the bottom part. I switch it up depending on the person. With him, I started on the top, making a prominent line, and then follow the same line on the bottom, kind of that same shape. And he wanted it disconnected, so we went ahead and disconnected it from his chin area. And when you disconnect it, you want to kind of round it, unless they say otherwise. Use my code for Easy Blade shaving products. It is on the screen and the website is in the description. I'm simply stretching his skin, hitting the vertical bars in the C cup. And this is the final result. I'm gonna spray some oil sheen just to give it some shine. This is how he came in. And this is how he's leaving. Nice, natural, nothing too fancy. Crispy, clean, all natural cut. It's 4, I'm out. Peace.